statuses.
All these elements that you are seeing here
Konke lokho esikubona laphaya
were not taken from the internet.
akuthathangwa ke kwi-internet bazalwane.
I took all these things. We took all these things
Thathe zonke
from what some of us are doing on their everyday life.
isithatha kubo bonke abantu abakhona la abenza zonke lezi yazinto.
Unfortunately, we are not aware and we are undermining the abilities that God has put in us. If I was to tell you,
bazalwane sibukela phansi lokhu uNkulunkulu asiphe khona esingakwazi ukwenza.
if I was to say
Uma bengashi
the investments and businesses that our church members are involved in
amabhizinisi lapho abantu abasenkonzweni abakuwo
are beyond ngokwe-value, they are beyond half a billion.
lama bhizinisi angaphezulu ka half a billion.
But look at us.
Kodwa sibukeni.
And what I'm talking about
Lokho
is,
engikhuluma ngakho
it's not something that I'm just thumb sucking, but
akona nje engilokuncela nje
I had to look closely to everything that I was seeing.
bheka kubo bonke ke laba abafowethu.
And Mfundisi, I'm sure ukuthi kwawena you do not believe what I'm telling you.
Mfundisi uyabona ukuthi ngiyazi ukuthi awukholwa.
But now, believe me when I say that each and every item that is showing in there has one of us participating in it. And there's a lot that is not showing there. So, as Umfundisi was talking about us sharing, now, that is talking about, maybe let me take a simple example of a imbali, a flower. Imbali in a pollen, right? Every flower has a different pollen in comparison to any other flower that you may see. But so, but in order for an orange ukuthi lithele ngendlela efaneleyo nakangcono nanokuthi libe ne-taste
to produce what better and for it to have a taste.
Yeah, a good quality fruit. Kufanele kutholakale inyosi ezosuka la.
We need a bee. We need a bee to take the pollen from the same flower to another place.
So it's just happening within the cause of nature, and it's things that we are undermining. A small thing like that. Kunembali la kaphoqophoqo. And then kunembali yokhula, just an ordinary weed. And then there's an orange tree. Kuzosuka inyosi iqale lapha idlulokhuleni ihlanganise emva kwalokho igives one quality fruit.
To eat a bokoboko, another one, and mix it to the
so
orange
now,
tree.
if you are taking all these businesses
and
let them share pollen within themselves, and let and share that pollen with every one of you. Now imagine what kind of a fruit will it be producing. I'm not talking of anything that is mythical. But it's something very possible. Okay, right. Let's go to the next slide. Youth and farming. Farming very the activity or business of growing crops and raising livestock.
Yabona ke kuyini ke uba umlimi izenzo noma ibhizinisi lokukhulisa izitshalo nokukhulisa izilwane.
Okay, you must understand the reason why I had to make a projection of most of some of the things that I'm going to be presenting. It's because we are all used to farming. But we are undermining the effects of it. And we are undermining our abilities in participating in it. And we are undermining the possibility of shifting the economies from one side to the other by just using agriculture itself. Okay. Let's go to the next slide. Right. On my preference, I prefer to use mostly of the African-based farming because I want it to relate with each and every person that is within the zone. Usisomncane lo useKenya. Now my vegetables that she has produced. Now there's something that I like about the surrounding here. Look at the fencing. So this is me trying to bring it to your understanding that it's not always the sophisticated equipment that you need in order for you to do Joshua ezongena ecathulweni zika Moses
was about to take the mantle from Moses.
Well, you must understand that for ukungena ecathulweni zendoda eyashaya itshe kwaphuma amanzi.
Hey, you must understand that if you are in a position of a man who was able to strike a rock and the water would gush out, a man who opened the sea and people crossed over, it's not a small thing, but
yet when you have Jerusalem that is still lying ahead of you and we have a barrier for you to go ahead.
We have in Jerusalem that is here in front of us, and we have to go through it.
My apologies, not Jerusalem.
Oh, the Jordan River. Sorry, Basalan.
Okay. So when you are getting into such shoes, you must understand you are really in trouble. You are up for a challenge. Okay, so
and God says, He says, go with the strength that you have. Don't look either on the right or the left.
So let us understand it's only what you have in your position that you need in order for you to go ahead. Or any connection, political connections in order for you funding or whatsoever.
For you to receive funding.
You just need whatever that you have right now. I don't know who to name. But unfortunately, we are undermining whatever that we have. Okay, bangaki lapha esinabo okunensimu nje ekhaya. No matter how many
people who are here who have a garden at home.
You see this? So I'm looking at people who are having a huge potential. Thank you very much. I'm looking at people who have a very huge potential of becoming this. Okay. Now, you are saying when I know
if you are saying my home is in a city,
trust me, you are not excused.
Farming,
unfortunately, I shall
doesn't need
the ample amount of land for it to get started. Just on your backyard. You can start a channel farming or whatsoever, just a small scale. Okay. Ilapho uzotshalela khona izitsheni ezisamabhakede amapayipi avuliwe ogada sinjani, and then you grow it there.
Amen.
It's something that is really possible. You can hang it on the balcony. Uma ngabe ukuthi ekhaya kuseflatini, so none of us is excused. So ngaleyo ndlela sengiprovile ngayo yonke indlela ukuthi akekho ne-excuse of becoming a farmer. And then we have some abanane ekhaya. Let's say how many of us are coming from the families where, let's say, there's cattle, kuneyinkomo. Okay, thank you very much. Now, let me ask a question. What is the normally, what in number, how many cattle do we normally have? 12. 5, 7, 12. Okay. And there's something that you are not aware of.
If they are not 12, they are 14, but they are going to reduce the number.
Well, understand something. With farming, there are that is called management.
Farming has, we have management in farming.
If you can manage well, in 12.
If you are able to manage 12 cows.
Yeah, 12 cows. If you can manage 12 cows, they can be able to produce 12 offsprings that year.
If you are managing 12,
and now grow with good management. Those 12 offsprings. 12 offsprings will give you 12 winners by the end of the year. Ama winners yeah. Out 12. Now, depending on the type of the breed and the type of the animal selection that you are doing, you can be able to sell a 1-year-old calf with 12,000 and up. Let's say you are making a sale in one day. Or maybe just one day you go to an auction. Imona yeli savaliwe kwamanje kodwa ikhona imono yakwazi ukudayisa umhlambi wonke ngosuku olulodwa.
You can also be able to sell the whole head of cows.
Now ngifuna oyi-1 nje angishaye calculator ukuthi 12,000
one should calculate for me ukuthi 12,000
times 12
uphinde futhi uphinde ka-12 now 12,000
144,000 akushomo nini
144,000 low.
Let's say now you had 40 of them.
Ake sithi uney'nkomo eziwu-40
times 12,000
times 12,000
480,000.
480 low.
How many of
thousands.
us, how many of us are lucky enough to be making that in a single year?
Bangaki bethu abanenhlanhla yokuthi bangakwenza lokho ngonyaka owodwa.
Okay, let's get to the next slide.
I guess here when you slide.
Okay, let's talk about the types of farming.
I guess khulumeke ngezinhlobonhlobo zohwebo lwe-farming.
There's animal production.
Khona ukukhiqizwa kwezilwane.
Mostly I'm going to be speaking about the types of farming that are mostly feasible to where we are standing.
Ngizokhuluma ngohlobo lwe-farming la esikwazi ukubona lapho esikhona.
I'm not going to be talking about coffee farming while
coffee farming bazalane
South Africa is not an arable land for coffee growing.
Aikwazi ukutshala coffee.
Okay. Right, there's agronomy, which is dealing about crops, orchards, vegetables. Right. Then there is agri-processing. The agri-processing, ikhuluma food processing. You know those the
small things that we are undermining.
Ukuthi uyaphuma timber processing uyabona mangabe uphuma uhamba uye ehlathini ugawule
you take wood
and then kuphume isagila kuphume ukhezo kuphume ugqoko.
There's an upkiri, there's every kind of
what we call the timber processing. Ngifuna ukhuluma about izinto that are very much practical to us. Angifuna ukhuluma ngemlingo engingayazi nami ngifuna ukhuluma ngalezi zinto engizibonayo on my daily life. We are always undermining.
I want to speak about those things that we normally see in front of us, but we are looking down on them.
Ake ngibuze kuba nomzali ngoba ngibona abantu abazokwazi ugqoko selibiza mali. Ozoba ngakanyama.
200.
Hayi, ngitshilo wathi abanomzali.
How much is it?
600 rand to 800. So
wooden flat.
So loco.
Ugogo uthi 650.
Yebo kuya 800. Kuye nanokuthi ke olwayiphi material.
Bese kuya ngokuthi ke lakhiwe ngaluphi uhlobo lokhuni bazalwane.
Are you aware ukuthi it's part of the after effect of agriculture?
Ukuthi zonke lezi zinto siphuma kumkhiqizo kuthiwa agriculture ezolimo sinyabonga kwezolimo.
So then there's the mechanization. Yebo bekhuluma ngezinto lezogandaganda nemishini yakhona ngoba
equipment esetshenziswayo bazalwane uma kwenziwa izinto.
Okay, now let us understand this.
Masiqonde lokho ke bafethu.
The animal production.
ukuthi ukhiqizwa kwezilwane
iyodwa in a value chain.
I-value chain
Uma ngabe sithi we are partaking on the animal production.
ngathi sizofuya bazalwane.
Ebese kusuka lapho let us understand ukuthi as ukhulisa isilwane sidinga feed.
Yes.
When we grow animals and producing animal production,
right, and then after that,
injections that they get, vaccinations.
Izitsha lezi ezisebenzayo zivelaphi?
The equipment la kudlela khona zona lezilwane.
Ingodo wakhiwe ngazi isibaya zivelaphi?
Even the logs that we use for cattle to stay in.
Cattle crops, yeah. And then there's a lot of other things that I can remember. Of which in total I can say a value chain.
Value chain.
And remember khona lapho kusazophuma kube khona kuzoba khona isikhumba.
We have skin of an animal. Where does it go to? We are wearing it.
There's meat. Of which sometimes we must understand that inyama cannot only be done
and sometimes we have to understand that we don't eat meat just
sometimes the family process.
You have to process it.
And then as we do that, we increase the value yenyama. Okusho ukuthi uma ngabe inkomo beyidayiswe ngo-15,000.
Inkomo was sold at 15,000.
And then after the food processing, now you are making 80,000 rand out of it, depending on the products that you are producing. And then how many of you are looking at inkomo eyodwa at that value? Into yaziyo nje ukuthi inkomo ilento nje isicefo kufanele ikhishwe.
People are looking down on it and they are even annoyed if they are told they should go and tender the cows outside, take them out of the crowd, bring them in the afternoon, bring them home. Don't even aware what is it eating. Did it drink?
Is it right in ngalolo suku?
Is it better? It just see on its own.
Yabona nje ukuthi uvuyile kodwa nenkomo eyiphara nje ibonela.
You have a cow in your crowd, but it's like a parasite.
Yeah, normally that is happening with dogs. You know.
Yes,
yeah, let me make an example with dogs. While we are undermining the value of a dog. While we are undermining the value of a dog. Uma ngabe ngathi ngidayisela injanga yini ngenzeka mhlawumbe unginike yona ngo-100 rand.
If I say sell me the dog, you probably you can sell it more.
But there's someone engathi mangikhuluma naye ngithi sell me your dog.
If I say to that person, please sell me your dog.
Maybe if you can bring 25,000-ish.
Yeah, somebody will say if you bring me 25,000.
My brother it's 45,000.
So while izinja it's
the dogs
mostly ezethu emakhaya izinja zingamaphara iyayibona.
They're like parasites, they just see themselves.
Fanele ihambe yowisa umgqomo ukuze
ukuthi and push a dustbin.
Ungahamba 3 days ungabi ne problem uyazi ukuthi eyakini inja izosurvive izohamba iketula umgqomo
and push the dustbins for the neighbors. like your story.
You know,
as he's still talking. As you're speaking about dogs. My pants.
Greyhounds.
Is it
That's what I'm saying. My brother them saying greyhound is 45,000.
Inja between greyhound bazalwane
Because it's for hunting.
ngoba yilezi sija lezi ezisingelayo ibhizinisi elikhulu kakhulu
Isinja isinkodloyi.
Inkodloyi phela cha
Asivule manje.
let us open our minds.
You know, due to the lack of skill in South
Yabona ukulahla isikhumba zokuthi singabe bikho la eSouth Africa.
there is a new business with dogs.
Kule business lesija ke lisha manje.
The dog, you grow it, then
Ikhulisa inja.
cardioless, they
Njengoba nje usho nje ukuthi iyiphara.
that you will see soon the dogs are disappearing.
Uzobona nje hawu bantu sinja isekho isinyamalele.
A neighbor close to me is buying dogs,
Lapha ekhaya imakhelwane
100,
uthengisa
200
lapha
for the skin only. They go and slaughter the dog and remove the
bayibulala
skin
nje
and
basuse
make your shoes.
ilokungane ilokho isikhumba senja benza icathulo.
Bese ugqoke izicathulo zephara.
And then you wear the shoes of a parasite.
Okay, before I spoil this, let me proceed.
Ngaphambi kokuba lento ngiyone ake siqhubeke bazalwane.
Okay, right.
Ake sibhekele laphayana.
On the types of farming,
Lapha ke lapho esitshala khona ke
right? There is the agronomy, which I said it's crops, orchards, vegetables, and whatsoever.
noma lokukhulisa
All
izitshalo.
right. This is a bean farm,
Yabona ke
a
lapha
bean field.
imbotshi.
All right. I saw it somewhere,
Yibone ke ndawo thize.
and then there's some. Okay, and then
Can you correct that? This is your farm.
Lungisa mfethu, ifarm lakho leli.
I was there. This is his farm.
Yeah,
This one is
And this is sadla amabatana esiphathela enkonzweni.
enkonzweni.
Amasaka.
okay.
Umlimi lo bazalwane. Akhulumi nje.
All right. Thank you very much. Okay, and then I paid a visitation somewhere, and
Ngavakasha ke bazalwane
this
somewhere.
was not. This is not where I was. This is not the crop I was growing.
Angona ke umfethu akutshalile lokhu. Ngiphethe.
Okay, I saw a maize plant that is about just 2 times my height.
Ngibona ke kutshalwe ke umbila omude ngalendlela ukuthi udlula mina.
Okay, thank you very much. And then, so it was very interesting at that day, which is just at my height level. Isikhwebu sikwi height yami. No, kustomba. Camera doesn't lie. Kwakuyimi lo emile eduze kwalombila, umbila unesikhwebu esilingana nami kanje. So, on the other hand, now, if you can be able to produce, let's say, seeds of maize that can grow this tall using organic means, then how much on the market will it be to produce the seeds for planting coming from here? If 5 kg yakhona ngabiza malini?
Isindo lesi store 5 kg, what can it cost?
So ezinye zezinto kufanele sibheke, and now let us understand ukuthi
These are some other things that we need to look at.
farming requires a research.
ezolimo kudinga ucwaningo olunzulu.
The types of maize that was being produced
Uhlobo lommbila olukhiqizwe lapha
at the time Nxumalo was born
ngalesi sikhathi uMncube ezalwa ngalezo sikhathi lezo
versus the type of the production that is done on the maize today.
Mawusuqhathanisa nomkhiqizo owenziwayo wombila kulesi sikhathi
There's a huge amount of change when you are looking at the features of the plant itself.
Sekuneyinguquko oyibonayo mawuqhathanisa.
So let us understand that agriculture is also an area of research, engineering, and all the other things that are involved.
Asiqondeke ukuthi ke ezolimo sibandakanya izinto ezihlukahlukeneyo ucwaningo nakho konke okuphakathi kwakho.
So when there's anyone who's thinking of pursuing his career as an accountant,
Uma kukhona mhlabeni ofisa ukuthi alandeleke umsebenzi wokuba yi-accountant.
understand we need an accountant with farming.
Nalapha kwezolimo idinga i-accountant nakhona.
In case there's anyone who's willing to pursue his career as a plumber or who is a plumber for that matter,
Mhlawumbe ukhona othanda ke ukulandela umsebenzi wokuba abe uplumber lo usebenza ngezamapayipi
electrician or whatsoever,
noma umasogesi
chemical engineer,
nalo kuthiwa i-chemical engineering
mechanical engineering,
nalo kuthiwa i-mechanical futhi engineering.
understand we need them all
Ukuthi
in
ezolimo
farming.
ziyadinga wonke lo hlobo lomsebenzi.
Plumber, we have the very sophisticated equipment for farming.
Lapha kwezolimo kunobuchwepheshe obuningi obudingakalayo lapha kwezolimo.
And there are developments that needs to be put onto the industry as well.
Futhi kunentuthuko efanele ukuthi ingene khona kuzo lezi zolimo.
If you do not believe what I'm saying,
Uma ungakholelwa ke lokushoyo
for the past month or so,
cishe mhlawumbe inyanga edlule mangaphosisi
I've been working with my brother here. Hallelujah.
ade sebenza ke ubaba uNxumalo sebenza nababulu.
Hlala phansi sibone. Okay. There is a prototype that we're working on of pumping water without the use of energy.
Kunohlobo lokwenza abalwenza abalizamayo lapha ukwazi ukuthi kusetshenziswa amanzi.
So now this is where I'm saying research, engineering, and all the other dynamics of whatever career that you are willing to partake on are going to be involved.
Nanoma umsebenzi obona ngathi ungawufisa ukuthi wenze empilweni yakho uzobandakanyeka kulo msebenzi wezolimo.
So I believe with that I'm winning souls here.
Ngiyakholwa ukuthi ngiyawina ke la kakhulu emphefumulweni nomoya wenu ngiyawina kakhulu.
Next slide. Okay, sharp. Igama lenkonzo uthiwa lije.
The name of this ox is
Unfortunately he passed on.
Uye wafaka uThwalitshe loya.
So now I'm trying to bring, this is animal production.
Lo mkhiqizo ke weze izilwane.
So I'm trying to raise your awareness and also to, like I said, win souls.
Ngifuna ukuthi la nginivuse bazalwane futhi ke ngimzuze.
And make this as much practical as possible.
Ukuthi lento ngiyenze ibe into ephathekayo kumina.
Do I need to say much? Okay. So now, from looking at the ordinary cattle that we are normally looking at,
Umubuka ke inkomo lezi ke sijwayele ukusibheka nje
versus that,
ukukhathalisa ngale ya
whatever that is,
le yankomo okuthiwa uThwalitshe.
let us understand that it comes in a different way compared to what you are normally used to and what your perspective has been in most of the time. Okay, right. And something I like about Utwalije is a boring type of, it's within the boring type of cattle. Iborani la developer Africa, la developer Kenya. Alinayo a combination of an English cow, which is a Brahman. This is what Africa has produced. As Africa, we have created the genes of this, and today now the white people are calling it a gift from what is it? A gift from God to the farmers. It was raised in Africa. So let us not undermine the continent that we are in and its people and its abilities to go forward. Okay, and then the type of the ship, it's what is it? A mid-master.
Mid-master.
Yeah. Uyafaka nonkondlo lapha umfundisi
poetry.
Okay, so well, all right, maybe let me stop. Let me ask, from what I've presented so far, am I winning anyone's interest? At least we're going somewhere. Even
if it's only one person,
we're looking at something like 3.6. Remember, it's not an ordinary type of it's not an ordinary breed from around. So as a result, that is becoming an advantage. So if one of you was to you know the ships that are the ship that is called dopa.
That has got a black head.
If you can get it from wherever you can get it, and rear it in Nongoma, it can sell on a very good price. You can name any price.
This is not theory. La payments makuru. But this is simple. La payments makuru. Na ngaya la pangit no phone. But never tell you phone. I'm going to August. What's what in August again?
I mfundisi kuyayiphuma level ukuthi sekuzosebenza lokho. Ya lokho kuze ngadayiswa. Okay, and then the other part, the other part of being in business. Sometimes you really have to be disciplined. If it is conducive for your farm or for your business to operate in a certain way, you stick to it. And some of the times you are gonna get certain messages that are very persuasive. For you to go out of your business plan. I tell you, my brother and sister, if the sale time is December, stick with December. So, well, it's the sad truth and sad reality of how it should be done in order for it to be sustainable. Right, let's go to the next. Right, still on the types of farming, agri-processing. Remember, I said earlier on,
walk with the power that you have, with the strength that you've got.
And then tend the garden
that you have been put to look after.
Now, it's surrounding that way
in the way that you have been put has got a lot of guava trees.
And then what has been happening is that you see our, beautiful, lovely mothers. They are taking they
will harvest these guavas and sell them.
And then how much is it costing? Okay, unfortunately I know not the price of them. So for a bucket for 10 rand. Now,
there's a time when the season of the guavas.
So if you can be able to take the same amount, or actually the same bucket you bought from Nxumalo,
with your 10 rand,
you peel them, and then you tap them on a sugar solution.
Wash that.
Oh, shut up, man. Shut up, dude. Empuqwini, sugar. Go to your sugar.
Then you pour stronger sugar.
And then
And then put those guavas inside of one of the
bottles. Which is about 400 milliliters. Okay, will produce you probably 10 from that bucket. Now, how much will it cost in December when guavas are no longer there? Can anyone?
At what price can you sell it?
Can anyone give me a price? 80 rand. 80 rand. Right? Now with just one bottle, you've tripled a value ye bucket long. Remember I said hamba ngalo mandla onawo.
You must walk with the strength that you have been
uNkulunkulu
granted.
as much as amagwava kuthiwa it's an alien species isimila sokufika. But right now uNkulunkulu sibekile khona embawo.
That we have been put where there is plenty of guavas around us.
Awukhula esihleli nalo.
They've become weed that we are living amongst.
Ngikhula ke ebezincane ihlahla zamagwava.
There were few trees when I was still growing.
And what has been happening kuthanda ukuyijoke ngoba
okwenzakalayo
bekujwayeleke ukuthi sifike kuleyo ndawo enamagwava sifike sidla amagwava.
We will go to wherever the guava trees are. We will eat the guavas.
Siphume siyowatshala la.
And then we will go out to plant them somewhere else.
And then so now as you realize ukuthi ngenxa yongabi developed we infrastructure back then, now you have them akhula ngaseyidongeni kanje.
Then you will find the guavas, the trees are growing by the riverside.
La sasiwatshala
Where we used to go.
so as I understand ukuthi lawo magwava awayimilela singabanikazi bawo.
We must understand that those guava trees, they did not just grow them.
Something
We are the one who own.
something very interesting about them ukuthi where's the taste yawo by then versus now.
Namanje.
Aye, straight. So well izinto esi-undermineyo but
We tend
ezenzekile
to look down upon these things, but they really happen.
zenzekile before us ngendlela nje esi-undermineyo.
They really happen to be pump way too.
But well it happened. Now njengoba umfundisi ubaba eke wakhuluma ngokuthi
As our
we can
pastor said,
singakwazi ukuqala something ngamabomu nje ngithi mina lawo magwava ekade sasiwatshala awethu phela.
we are the owners of those guava trees that we used to plant years back.
Ake sithathe ownership yawo siwavune siwakhele
Then we need to take ownership
as a rightful owners yalawo magwava.
and we build those guavas as we are banikas bawo.
I hope I'm making sense out of this. Right? So, you know, a small into encane njengegwava selingakwazi ukutravela manje igwava uma ngabe selila phana selisuka kwaNongoma
Then the guava
likwazi ukuya kwelinye izwe
can be taken now from
ngenxa
Nongoma to another country.
ngenxa yokuthi you have developed state segwava.
Ngoba isimo segwava sisesakhulu ukuthi nje sibe igwava.
From lamagwava esawatshala entabeni hayi nala usazokhulunywa ukuthi awatshala emasimini la
Not the ones who
emasimini la sinawafoma
maybe in
la
field.
yeah. And
And
then
those which were planted years back by the river.
and then njengamanje let me go back to maybe raise the awareness that we have not been paying any attention to.
Ake ngimvuse bazalwane ngokuthize.
Ngithi kunibuyisela kancane ezweni.
And then we have to just go to the way.
Isaka uthola amadodana amabili.
Isaac
Yeah.
gets 2 sons,
Esau uJakobe.
and then that was Esau and Jacob.
As much as Isaka was willing to bless his eldest son uJakobe,
Kangangokuba waye
sorry, Esau,
Esaka abusise Esau.
but everything in nature around it never allowed Esau to prevail as that.
Kodwa nje isimo sempilo asimvumelanga ukuthi enze ngaleyo ndlela.
Why?
Kwakudalwa yini lo?
Esau wayengumzingeli.
Esau was a hunter.
Esau was coming from a lineage of shepherds. You cannot be a hunter that is coming out of a lineage of abelusi and be relevant. Now, now, I guess apply that to the society that we are living in. Our businesses, our country, and the world, actually the continental economy is not gonna grow by us applying the hunter's mind into it.
Mawubheka imphakathi ehlala kuona ubhekizwe sikulo nezwekazi sikulo uma sebenza umqondo ukuba umzingeli nje kuphela awuzukhulu umnotho
sikhanda lamakhophana angasile ukuthi sithole funding okudliwe leyo mali.
The way we will create these co-ops so that we can chow the money.
Now, what type of economy can you raise out of that? But if you can go to a second picture that I presented, usisilo waseKenya nange iphathele amaveji akhe.
That young girl, she's carrying the
that's a shepherd's mind. That's a shepherd's approach. You create something out of a state of nothingness. Oh, that was weird. All right, thank you very much. Okay, right.
You find amongst us there are people who are rearing the pigs.
Right, and then as they are.
We find who will sell the pig with all its piglets.
And then I've scored quite a bit. But now, if you go to a wholesale and buy 70 of these trays, there should be just about 35 rand. I'm not sure how much is it.
Take this wrapping some sort of thing.
But Lababa Abenzi catering, they will tell me how much that one is.
Those who took
anybody? Okay, 50, 67. All right. You take the 35 rand polystyrene tray. Plus the wrapping plastic of 70 rand. All right. And then you take the same piglet that you sold at how much? Yeah, essentially, it's 350 rand. And then you slaughter it after you fattened it. Right. After that, you put the same meat on these trays. And may put 350 out of maybe how many? 4 of them. If it's going to be 1 kilogram each. So now, where I'm going is, can you see where we are losing the
we are going to last the thing, the real gist of it.
Okay, so that is really where we are losing those things. That we are lacking in creativity, and then by then losing a lot that is belonging us. And now probably one or two of us is a hunter, and you go and hunt and eat whatever that you came with. Nobody is thinking of the value of the skin, the value of the horns, the value you will make in money if you were to convert that meat into biltong. Now, a small package of biltong, how much is it? So,
it means you can just hunt once a year.
If you have a place where you can sell it to at once. And easy 20,000 rand will be coming from that.
20,000 rand.
You grew no animal, you did nothing, you just went to hunt and then came back. Painting nice and then it's done. Sweet, nice and sweet.
20,000.
Am I talking sense? Okay, that's cool. Okay. Well, part of Izindo that is coming from agriculture. This is timber processing. You know, all right, when you are coming at the hardware, you probably find them like this, nice, but this is where they are produced. They are not too hard to produce. But there's something that I'm assured of. You know, if I was to give you a recipe of the KFC spice, give it to every one of you. As we are standing, as we are sitting. Trust me, it will remain a theory. Nobody will go and start it. So, you know, I don't feel very threatened with sharing the information that I know. Very few will be thinking of applying it. So, you know, with the Black Nation, sharing information is no longer a threat. You know, with the information that I'm giving, I can make a presentation of where each guest will be paying 1,500 and make a lot of money. But guess what? I'm providing it here for free, and over that, we are not going to use it. So, well, this is the reality that we are facing. What information is that? What do you say?
We live in the age of information.
So angifuna ukuthi ngimoshe amagama awashilo, so ngifuna ukuthi awakhiphe ngendlela awasho.
I didn't want to waste the words that he said.
Now there's an app that is called Pinterest. If you are aspiring to be a fashion designer, you'll find a lot of designs and a lot of other ways to make your production easier. They will give you information to the core and to detail.
You know it.
And very few of us are having that app.
But
if I can say, everyone on a WhatsApp, hands up. Everybody's hands up. Now, TikTok, everybody has that. TikTok. So now what is happening is we are very easy to be caught in what is useless. And sometimes not that it is useless. Facebook, you can create a business that is based around the Facebook. You can take an advantage of that. But what do you want to post there? You want to post Ukanyimba Wednesday in this all. Not that there's anything wrong with Ukanyimba, but you want to post celebrity stuff there. And none of us is a celeb. Sorry for saying. Next. Right. Now, this is the type of farming that you are seeing it most of the times. And then, to make it a little more interesting, this is where farming is going now. This is a farm in a village somewhere in Ghana. I understand for some they left Ghana thinking that South Africa is maybe the greener pasture, but I see it greener that side. You know, it's always greener on the other side. For me, I long to be in Kenya, I long to be in Malawi, I long to be in Ghana because, you know, I've seen what the potentials they are having. Now, let me tell you a very motivational story about Ghana. During the 1876 or so, there was a young man called Tete Boachi. Tete Boachi went to a country that is now called Guinea-Bissau. And then he was working there as a general farm worker. Of which back then would be almost equivalent to a slave. Of which by then was almost equivalent to a slave. Alright, wafike wasebenza lapha for almost 5 years.
And then he worked.
Then he left Guinea-Bissau and went back to Ghana. He was working in a cocoa farm. And when he leaves Guinea-Bissau with cocoa seeds, he looked for land to plant his cocoa seeds in Ghana, of which he did have a few challenges in planting it. And then on the 1890s, he managed to plant the seeds. It was on the mountains. That's the land he could find. And then the teller of the story says in 1912, Ghana produced a first batch of cocoa. But how much was it? The quantity? The first production of cocoa in Ghana was just 2 bags. That was around 1912, and then in 1920, Ghana was the largest producer of cocoa. So it takes a person with the least profile in life to make an amountable change. It takes what we are undermining to actually gain what we respect and honor the most. Now, the Ghanaian economy is relying, it's about 30 to 40% of its GDPs is coming from cocoa, from a person who was a general worker in a farm somewhere outside his own country.
Manje Ghana isinomkhiqizo wa 32%. Nomkhiqizo wawo imali eyitholayo enkulu ithola ngawo lokho umuntu wayesebenza nje njengomuntu wayesebenza.
It's the same thing that is gonna happen when you take one undermine somebody from Nongoma. Even Laukona, you have the ability to make a great shift to your country's economy. What omunye wo president base America John Kennedy, it's not what the country can do for its people, it's what people can do for their country. So if you can look at everything in that mindset, and stop being beggars of, unnecessary beggars from the government. There's a lot that we are able to generate. Not that I'm demonizing the government, unfortunately, but I'm saying from what we are receiving from the government, or maybe from what we are supposed to be sowing on the whole ecosystem, it's actually not it. Okay. Now, for the young boys that are here, now on the farming, we are gonna be having, now we are gonna be having those toys that are already available. In order to spread what is it? Herbicides, things to kill the insects. And also for spreading fertilizers and whatsoever. Now this are the tools that are on the market. So it's something very easy to, nice to play with. So that is, so right now I'm talking about things that is on the interest of everyone that is here. Whether you are 6 years, this actually is it comes to your, you know, to your benefit as well, to your interest. So it's a good thing to play with. So elderly people, these are the kinds of toys that we are owing our children. Not a toy gun. Next slide. It's gonna take of us to be generational thinkers. So that we can think for the next generation to come. And then somebody says once, if you had been using an ablution, a lavatory, a toilet, you must be considerate of the person that is going to be using it after. Right now, we are the current generation that is using the toilet. There is a generation that is coming after us to be using the same toilet. Yes, I understand that through whatever oppression and whatsoever, the introduction of colonialism and whatsoever, we lost land and whatsoever, but whatever that we have, it's enough to start with. So, as a matter of fact, let us understand that God did not put us on this situation to be desperate, but it's for us to rise above whatever that is happening at the time. Now, at the time I was growing, our parents were saying, we are working in order to educate our kids so that they can become a better thing for tomorrow. Yes, I understand not everyone has been able to see a tertiary educational level. But even if you ended it up at grade 2, but you are still living and you still have every right to live like every other person. So now what does this mean? It means perhaps you are the next Empuqwini. Let us understand at the time Utete Bwashi was living, they were already teachers, they were already probably doctors, I'm not sure, nurses and whatsoever. Not that I'm undermining any profession. But it took a person of a lowest profile to make a great change that can be seen even today in Ghana. So yes, I may have lost the chance to get the degree I wanted. Yes, I may have lost the chance to get my honors, PhD, or even complete a matric for the next. But I still have a purpose of my existence. So in that way,
with the strength
you
have been given, in the place where you've been put.
Maximize your potential. Jesus.
Ngicabanga ukuthi uma ngabe sizoqhubeka nale ndaba izozimoshakala izozibonakala.
Continue with this. Spoil it.
Ngihande over umbhobho